All right, everyone. Country here this morning. And been having a lot of bad weather, typical spring weather for us. It'll be hot one day, cold the next, and lots of rain. And, even before we've had it snow on Easter, so kind of spring weather for us. So, but too nasty to go outside and do stuff. And done a little bit of stuff outside, but I'd rather just sit in the house and kind of do some stuff in here. And so, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to work on some jug lines. I'm going to show you how to make my jug lines, and maybe that'll be something to help some of y'all out. You know how I do it. So, y'all stick around, see what I'll show you. Alright, what I got here, this is just an old apple juice jug. And this makes a pretty good one. And the jugs that I choose is I choose one that has this little lip around it right here. So when I tie my bank line to it, and I don't use nothing but tarred bank line, you've probably heard me say this before, but I do use just some regular nylon line, but I just like the tarred line better. It lasts longer, does so much better. But whatever I do is going to have this little lip though, and it makes it so much easier to tie a line on. And this is a Gatorade jug. This works good too. The thing about using these kind of jugs with the screw off caps and all too is you can screw the cap off, and then you got the inside, you can put hooks and sinkers and put some extra stuff in it. And they just work out much better. Well, here's one that I've already made up. See, I got a rubber band on it here. Pull that rubber band down and just unwind it here and show you what I've done. What I've done is on the very end here is my weight on the very end. And I roll it down some, and I tie the loops like I do on my trout lines and everything else, and then I loop it through a hook. Okay, that's one hook. And then here's two hooks. And again, just a loop. And then I roll it down. There's another hook. So I've never done this with 3 before. I'm going to try 3 this time and see how that works. If it don't work, I can always just take the hook off. And by tying the loops on your line, you can have, you can put a hook on there, or you can put a sinker on there. You can put whatever you want to on there, how you want to set your line up. Just makes it all work so much better. And of course, on the end down there that I was telling you about where the sinker is at, there's a loop that I tied there. So I can put a heavier sinker on it or a lighter sinker. And then you just put on it just as much line as you think you need. And I'm running it in that little groove on that juice bottle. That's how I wind it up. And I can wind the hook up in there, and I can loop it in like so as I'm rolling it up, and it keeps me from getting hooked. So I'm going to roll this up, and I'm going to show you the other end again, what I did here. But this is just to give you some ideas. I mean, you can use your own imagination how you need your lines to be. And when I put out my jug lines, I know some people leave them, but I don't leave them. I stay there with my jug lines and watch them. Somebody will come along and get them, or they'll just get away from you. They'll just go on down the river and you'll never find them again. But you got to stay with it. And what I did here is there's the loop in the end. It's got a big sinker on it, and then I needed a little bit more weight, so I put some buckshot sinkers on here on the loop, and that helps keep the loop closed so my sinker don't just find a way to undo itself. And that happens. So pretty much this is it. That's my jug lines. You can use whatever size line that you choose on it. It's all up to you. I just like to use the tard line. Use the tard line if you want. And then this tard line that I'm using is right here, and what I'm using here is this is size number 9, and that number 9 is still, that's 80-pound test. And I get all my tard line from Madison over at Bombproof Bushcraft, and so I ordered up a bunch of it here a while back, just to have enough to make it through this year. But this is perfect for these jug lines, because they're not going to be pulling on this. If you catch a really big fish, 80-pound test is a lot, and you catch a really big fish, he can pull on all he wants to, and it's just going to float. There's going to be no resistance. It's just going to float. He's not going to break off. And if you're using a bank line or something that's tied off, you may want to go heavier. I do on my trout lines. You got to do something a little heavier, but not really needed on this. So you can get away with the smallest tard bank line you can get away with. You can do monofilament line and use 10-pound test and get away with it, and it's going to be great. Because when you go run your jug down and pick your jug up, you're usually going to have a net to scoop them up out of the water with anyway, so they're not going to break off. So that's pretty much how I do my bank lines, and hopefully you'll see here in some future videos, you'll see me doing all this on the river, see me doing this. You'll learn more about what I do then. So I think that's about all I got this time. I just wanted to show you that quick video of how I do my lines. So, y'all know the deal. Like, share, subscribe. Till I see y'all next time.